Hey everybody, I just wanted to start off by saying that I will be attending Bronycon 2019. This will be the last Bronycon, and I'm telling you now, I will be there. I will be telling you guys about my time at Bronycons 2015 and 2016, but I'll tell you at the end of the video because I feel like this is the important part. I will be at Bronycon 2019, and if possible, I will be staying in the Hilton Hotel. If some of you guys want to maybe meet up somewhere in Baltimore, right before, during, or after the convention, I would love to meet you. The first two times I went to Bronycon, I dressed as Mayor, but I am willing to take cosplay suggestions. I'll say right now, I would prefer if they were unique, so maybe not Rainbow Dash, because I feel like everybody does Rainbow Dash. So I will be taking suggestions, and maybe I'll take the most popular ones and do kind of a voting poll to see which ones you guys want to see. So now I'll tell you about Bronycon 2015. Bronycon 2015 was my first convention ever, pony or otherwise, and I loved it. That was a great time for me. I stayed in the Marriott. I met a lot of really cool people. It was just really a great experience. On my way to Bronycon 2015 was my first flight by myself. I've been on hundreds of flights since I was a kid, but I had never taken a flight by myself. When I got to the airport, I just happened to run into a group of people who are also on their way to Bronycon. They were easy to identify because, of course, they had a bunch of pony merchandise, and they immediately noticed my purse and invited me into their group. We hung out right before the flight, and then we met up when we went to get our suitcases from baggage claim. And I'm so glad they were there because I never would have been able to find my way to the light rail to get to the convention center. So we all sat together on the light rail, where we saw a bunch of other bronies on their way to Bronycon, and there were some people who were vendors, and they gave me a free cupcake soap. It was great. When I got to the hotel, however, there was a slight problem. My credit card wasn't working because I hadn't called my bank and said I was going out of town. So they wouldn't let me check into the hotel for security reasons. It was a little bit stressful at the beginning, but the person at the front desk at the hotel just went ahead and let me go to my room and sort it out and then come back down and pay whenever I could. That was so nice of them. I'm wondering if she just had a lot of trust in bronies or if that's just something that happens often. But anyway, I actually have a pretty cool story from Bronycon 2015. So I was about to walk to McDonald's from my hotel, and McDonald's is in the opposite direction from the convention center. So when I was walking out and turned to go to McDonald's, one of the security guards said, "Hey, were you trying to go to the convention?" Because obviously I was wearing a pony shirt and a bunch of pony accessories. And I told him no, I'm going to McDonald's. And he said, okay, and I walked off. Then later on, I was at a crosswalk about to cross the street, and I heard a lady behind me kind of mumble something about McDonald's, but then she was turning, going the wrong way, not going to McDonald's. So I turned around and I said, "Excuse me, ma'am, were you trying to find McDonald's?" And she said, "Oh, yes, I was." And I said, "Oh, I was headed that way. You can follow me if you want." And she did. So we were just walking on our way to McDonald's. And as we were walking, she mentioned she was getting food for her daughter, and that she wanted to make sure they got it right because her daughter is very particular about what she orders. And she told me that it was really important that her daughter got what she wanted today because she was performing. And I said, "Oh, at Bronycon?" She said, "Yes." And I said, "Well, who's your daughter?" And she said, "Have you heard of Awkward Marina?" I was like, "Oh wow, yes I have heard of Awkward Marina. Wow, it's really nice to meet you." And, you know, we kind of talked on the way there and on the way back. I found out that Awkward Marina is the same age as me, and that this was her very first pony convention too, and her mom was just really cool. So that was a really cool experience. And then the next day, I was in my Mayor cosplay, and I was going up the escalator, and I don't know how, but she recognized me from behind in my Mayor cosplay. I don't know how that happened. She just must have some really good facial recognition skills, because I am not that good with faces. But I got to meet Awkward Marina, and she took a picture with me, and it was great. Her mom's really cool. She's really cool. It was just a nice experience all around. I went to Bronypalooza, saw a lot of people perform. I went to a lot of panels. I had a great time that year. And then in 2016, I went back there. I didn't stay at the Marriott again. I stayed at the Royal Sonesta. That was a great hotel too, but it was just kind of far away. I met a lot of horse famous people in 2015, but in 2016 is when I found more friends. I met some really nice people. Usually I met them in line, because what else is there to do at Bronycon than stand in line? However, there was one person that I met before the convention. When I showed up Thursday, I went on the community tab on the Bronycon website, and I saw that some people were putting together care packages for the homeless. And so I decided to go meet up with them and help out with that. And it was a couple. It was a husband and wife. And they were putting together the care packages, and I helped out. We had kind of an assembly line going because there were 2 other people who showed up to help too. And it was great. All of those people were really great. I had a lot of fun that year too. I didn't get to go to Bronycon's 2017 and 2018 because in 2017 I was in school during the time that Bronycon was going on. And then in 2018, I had just started working and I didn't want to take days off right when I started. But I will be attending Bronycon 2019 no matter what.
And I hope I see you guys there. If you like the song playing in the background, make sure to go check out Billy Rex's channel. He has the full version of this song and lots of other songs too.